The Ravens rolled through the regular season, wrapped up the 1 seed in the playoffs, but fell to the number 6 seed of Tennessee Titans in the divisional round, as we know. Now, this week, MVP Lamar Jackson told the Complex's Load Management podcast that the Ravens underestimated the Titans. The star player, head coach, a little difference there. Here it is, quote, it is a worse look for the Ravens if they were fully prepared but lost to the inferior team, rather than overlooking and underestimating them. What would you say?
I'm going to say that's out of bounds. I don't think it's a worse look if they were fully prepared versus whether or not they overlooked them. At the end of the day, the players have a certain mentality. Coaches never overlook anybody. They've been in it for too long, and John Harbaugh has been too successful and unsuccessful, to be honest with you, in the regular season and in the postseason to overlook anybody. Coaches don't do that, but players do. And coaches and players see the same exact thing, same circumstances, same outcome, very different at times. And as players, I believe more what Lamar Jackson was saying. I don't think it's a bad look. I think it's just the reality of the nature of the sport. Football, you can get beat. Derrick Henry has a day like he did, you're not winning. I don't care how much better you think you are. You know what I mean? And so if football is different than this, it's different than like basketball or baseball where you play series and it's like, if we underestimate it for a game, now we know, right? You underestimate a team for a quarter, it might be over. And so, I'm going to say out of bounds at this one because I don't think it's a worse look either way.
Yeah, totally out of bounds. They were down, I think it was 28-6 in that game. They started very poorly, so maybe there is you can't prove this either way, but maybe there is a little credence to Lamar Jackson's words. But I'm with you, Teak. I actually think it's just a lazy explanation. You lost. You got beat. And by the way, there's no shame.
And give them credit.
That's what I'm saying. There's no shame in, putting your best foot forward, coming up a little short, and just kind of tipping your cap and saying, better team beat us. By the way, the Ravens have had a couple of playoff stinkers. Lamar Jackson the year before he was actually terrible. They're young. I'm not
he's a rookie, so you kind of
no
forgive
doubt
him for that one.
But one of the worst playoff games of all time by a quarterback against the Chargers. So, I'm with you. I think if I'm Harbaugh, that would bother me a little bit. Not that it's going to ruin that relationship. They'll be married together for a long time. But, I'm not buying what Lamar's selling there. I disagree. Let's get to the Knicks. Extraneous, all-encompassing head coach search. They're interviewing everybody.
Desperate.
Desperate. Tom Thibodeau, we know about. Kenny Atkinson, who I would like to see get the job. Mike Brown, Mike Woodson, former Knicks coach there. Various other assistant coaches. Basically, if you coach and you have a whistle, Knicks are calling. Now the Knicks are set to interview Lakers assistant Jason Kidd. As we know, Kidd had a below 500 record, 5 seasons as head coach of the Nets and the Bucks before joining the Lakers this year as the assistant to Frank Vogel. In or out, Jason Kidd does deserve another shot as a head coach this soon.
That's a hard one because of the this soon. You would have stopped that deserves another shot at head coach. It's inbounds. Am I going to say this? I'm going to also say this soon. I think that when you fail like Jason Kidd did, and then you go work with a really good coach who had a bad stint in Orlando and Frank Vogel, and you deal with superstars like he's dealing with AD and LeBron James out with the Los Angeles Lakers, you learn a lot about how to manage stars, but also how to manage a young team. Because other than stars, that Lakers team is young. So I'm going to say inbounds to this, BT. I do think that Jason Kidd is deserving of another look, even though he's just recently out of being head coach. Not recently, like last year, but just it's not been a long time since he was not a head coach. Yeah,
I'm going to say out of bounds. First of all, I don't think he's going to get the Knicks job here, but just in general, and I'm not opposed to Jason eventually getting another chance. He's obviously a brilliant basketball mind, just the way he saw the position from the point guard spot, but he doesn't really move me as a head coach. He doesn't exhibit anything that seems to be special. Like the strategy aspect, he's fine. Player development is okay. Like, what does he flourish in? I'm not really sure yet. I don't know that he yet has a full identity as a head coach. He needs to get one. And, at least the way the Knicks roster is constructed, they're miles away from winning. So this requires a real teacher. And I'm not so sure Jason Kidd wants to. I don't know for sure. But, I know Kenny Atkinson's going to get in that gym and spend 10 hours working with whomever. I don't know if Jason Kidd wants to do that at this point in his life with all the money in the bank. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would not hire Jason Kidd for the Knicks, nor do I think he deserves another shot right now anywhere. At some point, yeah, but there's more intriguing targets. I'm not particularly moved by Jason Kidd as a head coach. I'm sorry.
Tune in next time for another edition of Inbounds or Out of Bounds with Tiki and Tierney.